Oh, all right, and we're back. Uh, so yeah, so as you were saying, PBB, he's row Al's column 3, column 4, and row 2, right? Is that what you said?
Yes.
All right. Okay. Yeah, I think you're right on that. 3 reserve tanks. We've been talking about that. Al has 2 of the 3. Collect plasma beam as a shared tile. Yeah, it's going to be the 25 power bombs. So Al needs to collect the remaining power bombs, visit that Criteria Meridia elevator. That's the most awkward tile that Al has left. Defeat Dragon and pick up Plasma Beam.
Yeah. Seems.
It sounds like only a little bit, but is actually quite a bit of work. Quite a bit.
Now, let's see here. idlechild. For sure, row 1 has to be.
Yeah, no other reason to have kept those, or kept that skipping the high jump. Yeah, column 1 just seems out of the question with defeat Golden Torizo. And didn't pick up Wave Beam, so Wave Beam also seems out of the question.
Perhaps also going to do column 3. And it doesn't seem like he's doing column 4. He didn't go destroy statue or the critters or anything. I don't know. I mean, that would pretty much just leave like column 5.
Could be row 2. Although didn't pick up the E-tanks in Brinstar. Has at least 1 reserve tank. So yeah, it's tough. And this may be a card where we see like Idle going and, you know, maybe not, still trying to figure out what he wants to do. And
yeah. I don't blame him.
No, yeah, these cards like this. I mean, I'd probably be here for an hour and a half trying to figure out what the heck I wanted to do on a card like this. So easy when we race. You get a card like this, practice cards like this, and you're going to be golden against me. So.
Yeah, it's interesting because idlechild is kind of like there's a few he's left out of altogether, but there's a few that just like I highly doubt he's gonna be going for. Like I get like column 5 wouldn't make sense because he didn't get ice beam, not even X-ray to get spring ball, so he has no way to get spring ball.
Yeah, exactly.
Without going all the way back.
Yeah, does have speed booster. So can at least get the bot wound that way. But yeah, I don't know, right? Like if he had picked up ice beam and skipped speed booster, then that puts that collect spring ball into play. It also puts the collect ice beam and skip speed booster. 60 missiles and 20 supers isn't that outrageous. 25 power bombs is something that we've been talking about. Defeat Crocomire and Dragon seems like something that's on Idle's radar already. The only tile I really hate in row 4 there is the finish in Crate's room, because it can be really far out of the way depending on where you end up. It's not too terrible from most locations in Meridia, but it's, you know, you can still be a good ways away. If you're like in Plasma Room, you gotta go down the toilet, and it's not too terrible, but like you're talking about 4 or 5 room transitions to get back to Crazy Room. So Al's gonna pick up this erect ship reserve like you suspected or much earlier, so that's gonna be 3 reserve tanks here.
Yeah, it's kind of got to be column 3 for idlechild's last one.
Yeah.
But he's just gonna have to go back for the statue and the critters and the power bombs.
Yeah.
On his way to Meridia.
Could be. Yeah, could be. That's what.
Like, I don't see a line that either is possible or makes more sense.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. I think you've hit the nail on the head there with what would be best for idlechild to do, to execute. And, I mean, it's nothing in the defeat Golden Chorizo tile is completely out, so that's going to lock out row 3, column 1.
Column 2 and row 4 are completely locked out.
Yeah, column 2 and row 4 are locked out. Has picked up speed booster, so cannot skip that. Is right now does not have the high jump boots, so that keeps him with that row 1, column 1 tile. But like we already said, column 1's locked out. Row 1 is a possibility, but yeah, I don't know. It's 35 power bombs is so many, and there's so many for idlechild to still have. That still has to pick up.
Yeah, I think row 1 has to be what idlechild is going for. You don't just skip high jump boots with like just in case. That's not a just in case style.
No,
like
nope.
the criteria map station kind of thing. And then
Yeah.
like top left to bottom right, he could also do, but again doesn't have a way to get spring ball.
Yeah, absolutely needs ice to get spring ball, and that means going all the way back to Upper Norfair, and jeez, that's a big loop.
Oh yeah, the fabled Crystal Flash clip to spring ball.
Yeah. I've seen people do that. That's ridiculously difficult, in my opinion. But maybe that's what idlechild plans on doing. I don't know.
Hey, maybe
that'd be spectacular to see.
Yeah, if it's in your toolkit, why not?
Yeah, for sure.
Although I think just getting ice would have been easier. But that's just me.
I agree. But freezing the Puyo does require the Ice Wave Spazer combination, Ice Wave Char Spazer combination, to like for the easiest and quickest. Otherwise, you're not gonna have enough damage. You're just gonna take multiple shots, and then that means the Puyo may get out of position. It's much harder to get it into correct position. So I don't know. Like I honestly, they're like skip wave beam right there kind of makes it like, because now that I can't pick up charge beam, so like I'm picking up wave beam, but I got the ability to pick up spring ball, so like I'm only getting column 5 out of that, and I'm row 5 out of that, and I'm losing column 5 and row 1, column 3. And so that's like, I don't know that that's a trade I want to make. So there's Bot Wound down for Owl. If you blink, you missed it. Going to be seeing criteria power bombs here for idlechild. So this really does smell of collect 35 power bombs, because there's absolutely no other reason on this tile to come up here.
I agree with that. Can also stop at the statues on his way over to the Edicoons, get those power bombs, and visit them, and then loop around to Decora, and then to Meridia. So this route's coming out pretty well, I think.
Yeah.
It's kind of I think there's just still one missing tile somewhere. But we'll see what he does.
Yep. It's gonna be interesting to see. And Al, if Al is intending to do column 3, does have to visit the Crateria Meridia elevator. Now, can do that through Thread the Needle and Crab Maze. Not too bad to go over there from Plasma Spark, and then come back to collect Plasma Beam and finish near Plasma, right? So if he wants to collect Plasma, he'll have to actually pick it up. The finish tile does not require picking up the beam, but obviously the collect Plasma Beam does require picking it up. So. Thread the Needle, we'll see that room when we get to it. I'll point it out. Chat is asking what Thread the Needle is.
Use your imagination.
Yeah, it's a fun room. We only get to see it when we get to see that Crateria Meridia elevator, the Forgotten Highway, part of that section of the game. So,
give you a hint, chat. There's a really cool Mapo strat for that room.
And that is, yeah, that's where it gets its name from. Yeah, Route Rando. You'll see that room a lot in Route Randos. You'll see that room a lot in Door Randos as well.
Poor Owl definitely skipped Space Jump.
Yes, did skip the Space
cost?
Jump. Well, to complete the random, or to complete the triple bingo. I think for Al, I'm pretty sure if that leads to victory, it'd be a great cost, or a great price to have paid.
Oh, I love that Owl showed what I'm always yelling at the screen for people to do. Wall jump on the left side of that room and not the right side. It's much easier on the left side.
It is much easier. So here's Al in Plasma Spark, and I think this is where we're going to see him go over to Thread the Needle here in just a moment. This room coming up is Thread the Needle. Oh, no, I'm sorry. This is the Butterfly room. This is Thread the Needle, right here. There we go.
Whee!
And Al has, in fact, Thread the Needle.
Nicely done, Al.
Yeah, really nicely done there.
That's at least 30 power bombs for idlechild.
Yep. So coming into the elevator room here, gonna go up and ride the elevator. So the visit the Crateria Meridia elevator, and all of the elevator tiles, we haven't talked about this before, actually do require you to ride the elevator. You gotta take a ride. So they finish in an elevator tile actually requires you to ride the elevator. There is a tile like that. So any elevator, doesn't matter, you gotta hop on and take a ride, just like in Monopoly, where you get that chance to take a ride on the B&O Railroad. I'm dating myself all over the place with Don't Change That Dial and Monopoly references. Do people play Monopoly anymore?
I don't.
I'm sure there's like newer versions of Monopoly, and now you can find like Star Wars Monopoly, and people do. Yeah, there's also probably digital Monopoly too, right? So anyway, Al coming over here back into Plasma Park. Gonna be climbing up the Casher's Climb, and then gonna go into Plasma Tutorial. And once Al collects Plasma Beam, I think that's gonna be it. We're gonna stick a fork in this one.
Yeah, it's all of them.
Yeah, honestly, with this ridiculous a card, 43 minutes, spectacular here. Really, really spectacular.
Agree. There it is. Owl has finished in first place with a time of 43 minutes and 26 seconds. GG to Owl. It's gonna be the winner of this matchup. Our first triple bingo matchup in this tournament. So exciting. yeah, we'll be moving on.
Yeah, absolutely. GG's. I don't. We don't. It's too early. We don't know who Al is going to play just yet.
You know my favorite part? This card was so bad that Owl did not get any other extra tiles than the ones he needed.
Yep.
Usually there's some stragglers out there, just kind of in the nature of the run, but not today.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It really was a terrible card. So it looks like Al's next opponent can either be Woody or Meshuggah. So that will be interesting.
Megu?
Yeah, they're not they're not scheduled yet. So we'll see. We'll see. We've got a lot of good races coming up.
Yeah, we do actually have another matchup at 10 p.m. on SpeedGaming for Papa Schmo and P-Toil. And then we do have a game 1 tomorrow at 8 p.m. And then a few Saturdays scheduled, but not everyone's scheduled yet, so we're just getting started. And do we have a friend in the voice chat with us?
Absolutely, we do. How you doing, Al?
Fine.
So GG's number 1.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
I gotta ask. You look at this card, and did you just like throw your hands up and go no?
It's a terrible card.
I think you were able to find probably the best possible thing that could be done on this card.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. Look at this. This card's all over the place. So, what? I mean, how did you come to kind of this conclusion that these were what you wanted to do? Walk us through that a little bit.
So I sort of started with like I was looking at the skip cards first, and I decided that row was not great, but well, actually, well, it isn't that good. But I looked at on the columns and was like that seems manageable. And then I saw the plasma beam part, and I thought that's also a bit manageable. And then I decided, okay, just pair it with the only one of wave or charge and 3 reserves, because I'll be by both of those. So the only thing that was really out of the way were the elevator and the E-tanks.
Yeah, and I think the way you routed it in, you managed to get that elevator in that not too far out of the way, which was kind of nice, right? You ended up going up into Plasma Spark, where you had to go to collect Plasma Beam and finish anyway, and then you just popped right over through Thread and Needle right into the elevator room and took a ride. I think that was really, really, really smart.
The thing that may have been a bit better is I could have gotten the 2 power bombs in Red Tower earlier, so I could have taken the elevator directly to Meridia while I needed to do it twice. But I don't know if that would have been faster than riding it twice.
Yeah, I actually thought you were going to go get those power bombs in Red Tower, but then it turned out you didn't. So I don't know. Like it's tough to say because I mean you're routing this all on the fly, like and figuring out what you need to do. It's just I don't know. It's just so tough. PBB, what do you think? Oh, sorry, Al. Go ahead.
It's like the thing with bingo is like once you have a route in your head, then it's kind of hard to deviate. a bit from that route because you might make a huge mistake. It's sort of like you can get a faster time, but in order to get that faster time, you need to think more about your route, and then you might make more mistakes, and that'll make it slower. So I'm guessing what I did was fine for what I had in mind.
Yeah, I think if you had got those power bombs ahead of time and still went and got the statue and the critters and all that, you would probably end up taking Forgotten Highway to the elevator instead, and then have to like loop around Meridia. So honestly, it probably evens out. It was pretty darn close.
Yeah.
Either way. After that first card was pretty tame compared to this one.
That first card was pretty much a modified any percent route, which is never it's never exciting, but it does the job.
Yeah, just a bit more collection, like quite a few missile tiles on that one, I think.
Yeah. And I sort of rerouted for retro instead.
Yeah. So I'm sure you've looked over all the tiles. Is there any particular tile that may come up on a card that you are absolutely dreading?
I don't know. Because it all depends on what's around it and what's the best ones to take in that specific card.
Okay, all right, that's fair. So you're just going to take the card as a whole, as opposed to any particular tile, like me, that collect one of Gravity or Varia. I hate that one every time it shows up. It's like, now you got to do early wreck ship, and because you're getting Gravity Suit.
Yeah, that is an annoying tile, but at the same time, because of the way the bingo card was made back in the day, it sort of means that you had lines it has would be a bit easier. Because it was rated as harder then than it is now.
Yeah, I'm thankful that it's still rated harder, because you're either, so that tile mandates that you're either going to go down and pick up like speed booster or grapple, and that means limited energy heated room runs, or you're doing HBJ or CWJ over the moat, and frankly, all of those are actually still pretty difficult for most people. So.
Yeah, it is, but you get a better reward if you don't need any speed locked rinse items.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So, I mean, if you can do HBJ or CWJ, then to get over to that early wreck ship, right? Because you do that newer any percent route, right? Like, yeah, you're golden on that. The collect spring ball and grapple beam used to be a dreaded tile, and skip grapple beam used to be a dreaded tile as well, right? Because people, before the newer hundo route, people just couldn't do that ice clip to spring ball. So,
actually, the ice clip route was actually the old route, and then people did the early croc, and then they realized, oh, we timed this wrong. Ice clip is actually faster after all.
Huh. That's interesting. It does kind of seem like some strats and tricks, especially if you're kind of just in the randomizer side of the world and not too into vanilla. Like, strats kind of go out of style and then come back.
Yeah. Like, it was a dreaded. I think it is rated harder than It kind of is. So, yeah, that's another title to look for. And if we have like two of the Spring Ball tiles of Skip Grapple and Skip Ice,
Yeah.
you just pair them with Ice Clip with the Crystal Flash Clip.
Oh gosh.
That is
Oh,
something you'd
X-ray
have to.
climb.
Oh yeah.
X-ray climb takes too long.
It does take a while. And you have to be able to do it.
Yes.
Another one of those
Luckily,
things that people might not have in their toolbox.
Yeah, well, luckily I can. So.
You can just fly there.
Alright, idlechild taking on Dragon here. So what does this mean here for idlechild? Going to have row 1 for sure. Already has row 1. Defeating Crocomire. Or I'm sorry, it's already defeated Crocomire. I'm going to have defeated Dragon.
It's probably gonna finish similar to me.
Thinking some column 3.
Yeah, column 3. But what goes with it? That's
row 2.
Yep. He'll need to get the reserve tank in the sand pit.
Yeah, I think only has 2 reserve tanks, yeah.
On his way to Plasma. Then get the elevator like Al did. And end at Plasma. And needs to remember not to get space jump. Don't do it.
Yeah.
Don't you dare, idlechild.
Man, Benny's saying don't get space jump. That's weird.
I know.
Yeah.
I love space jump.
Alright, gonna get a shine spark to get out of this Dragon's room here. Can also gravity jump. A little bit slower because, of course, you gotta save. Or you gotta pause. But, oh, there it is. And we see 2 reserve tanks, so definitely only 2 reserve tanks. That definitely needs to pick up the 3rd reserve tank there.
Confirmed.
I see. If I was gonna do that, I would have done the gravity jump. I think, rather than take off my do my reserves manually there.
Yeah. It's a little tighter when you don't have high jump boots. And I think some people don't realize that it's still possible without high jump boots.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Yeah, he's bomb jumping here. That's easier than doing the tricky wall jump.
Yeah, and faster than the gravity jump there too, because you can gravity jump that too.
Yeah, that wall jump is tricky because you have to delay your jump input a bit.
Yep. Super tricky. So for those who are interested, the other match is going to be on we mentioned that earlier. That's going to be Papa Schmo versus P-Tall. It's going to be over on SpeedGaming 4. We're going to wrap up here pretty soon. And we do want to thank you for coming out and watching our race here. Certainly. Well done to Owl and idlechild, putting on their best. Obviously, GG's to Owl. Going to be moving on. So anything you know you're going to be facing either Woody or I'm not even going to try to say it again. Magoo, is that it? Oh, okay. All right.
Just say it more French-like.
Magoo.
Okay. All right. My French accent, not very good. If you asked me for Italian, I would have got you, but French, no good. So, any thoughts on potentially facing either of them, Al?
I faced both in tournaments before, so I think. Yeah, I have. I think I faced Magoo in a Random League once, and Woody, I think in the playoffs of last season.
Yeah, They're good.
Yeah.
They're both good runners. Thank you, X Sidvind, for the tier 1 subscription for 39 months. All right, so we're gonna see idlechild coming over here. All right, in the Oasis now, gonna be going up the toilets.
You really did read all the room names, didn't you?
I did. Yeah.
You are proving it.
Yeah, most of them here.
I like it.
did. Yeah. That's what you get when you door rando. You gotta be able to tell people where things are. How do you do that? You memorize all the all the rooms. So you go to this room, so you transition to that room.
Yeah, I prefer map completion to remember all the rooms.
All right, idlechild is back here in Thread the Needle. So it looks like we're gonna see that Criteria Meridia elevator once again. It does have to ride the elevator, so
yeah. Take a nice little ride.
Get another Monopoly reference in there. Oh, this is gonna be really tricky without high
Oh
jump
no!
boots. Yeah.
Or ice.
Yeah.
Oh.
Dang. This jump.
I think you get it. I think you can get it from.
There you go.
There. Oh no! The Ripper up there got him. Oh.
That, or if it feels better, just take off speed if it's hindering you. But
Yeah, you
it's
will get a
slow.
Yeah, you will
There
get a
it
bit of a
goes.
higher jump if you take off speed.
Or
Without-
you just don't dash.
Yeah.
Yeah. Without that high jump boots.
Yeah, so I have to teach myself to not hold run all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Because the way I hold my controller is basically run is basically the main button.
Yeah. Yep.
Alright. Be up there.
All right, so there's a ride on the elevator. Another ride on the elevator. We're going to take 2 rides. So that's 4 rides on the Criteria Meridia elevator we've seen tonight. So we've gotten plenty of that for the rest of our tournament. Bingo card generator, you can not provide that tile anymore. Wink, wink. I know the bot does it. It's all generated by the computer.
Everything. Even I'm a computer.
Oh no! Your computer generated too, PPP?
Yep.
I knew you were a bot.
There it is. There it is. So when the polar bear bunny here runs through the rest of this tournament and demolishes everyone else, we know why.
Man. I can only dream.
All right, so
she's tasked literally every bingo card imaginable.
there you go. There you go. Into Cash's Climb here, or Plasma Climb. Some people call it for Idlechild. Going to be going into Plasma Tutorial Room and then over into Plasma Room and picking up said Plasma Beam. That.
Are you sure?
Am I
Is
sure?
this randomized?
No, it's definitely not randomized.
Ah!
That should do it. Wow, look at all those light ups there for Idlechild. Lots.
Yeah.
And all right, we've got Idlechild here with us. Idlechild did finish with an official race time GG time of 1 hour 2 minutes and 42 seconds. So GG to him. This nasty card. Idlechild, some thoughts? Oh, you're still muted.
Idlechild is muted.
Yep.
Probably just, taking a breather after that card.
It's an absolutely rough card. Rough card.
Probably swearing.
Appropriate.
Ancient Gamer would be. For sure.
And Idlechild only getting 1 extra tile.
Yeah, that 8 energy tanks.
Yeah.
Well, it also got the 25 power bombs there, right? So yeah, two extra tiles there because I got row 1, row 2, and column 3.
Hey, sorry, I don't know where the mute button was. Couldn't find the mute button.
Oh,
No worries, no worries.
So yeah, that first card had so many good options on it, and then yeah, the second card. I mean, Owl must have found a better path than I did. It would have been faster for me to pick up grapple than it would have been to escape grapple without grapple. That was interesting.
Yeah, that was a tough card to route. I think I did row 2, column 3, and column 4.
Yep, that's correct.
Okay. Yeah, and that kind of makes sense. Like, because I was thinking later, like, visit the critters. I could have done that with the routing I did. 25 power bombs. Yeah, that definitely makes sense. I forgot. I didn't put together when I was putting the route that I was going to be in a position where I could have easily visited both critters.
Yeah.
So that would have definitely cut out some of the craziness.
Well, you did half of it, right? You already visited Dedicoons, and if you had just
Exactly.
visited before, right? Yeah, and destroy a statue. Kind of.
You passed right by it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, very similar. You can pass right by that, and so that's kind of the major differential, right? And then you ended up picking up the 35 power bombs, which also got you that 25 power bomb tile.
Exactly.
So that was a tile that I was thinking neither of you would do, and you went for it. So you saw that. What were you thinking that made you want to go for that tile?
I didn't know where else to go. I wish I would have put together the column 4 was decent. Yeah. But I didn't want to skip Speed Booster. I wanted to skip Wave Beam because that was on a couple tiles, I think.
Mm-hmm.
I did not want to go to Gold Chorizo, and so you start process of elimination.
Yeah.
And I think I realized, well, if I'm going to defeat Croc, then that's one power bomb, and then I know where all the other ones are before I get to Meridia and Lower Norfair, so I could pick all those up. But yeah, at some point I didn't realize I was both revisiting Edicoons and with Speed Booster.
Yeah.
Because then you've got the combo that you need for visiting the critters. And I knew AE tanks would be easy, but I didn't see how that would fit in the card. There were just a couple things that didn't line up. If I could just replace defeat Golden Chorizo, that would have been a much better card.
So now you skipped high jump boots. Why not pick up Ice Beam?
I didn't think it would be that useful. Although I messed up that bomb jump. It's funny, the other bingo that I completed like last week, I did that bomb jump just fine, and then today was kind of a mess. It would have been faster to pick up the Ice Beam. Was that the only thing that I really could have used it for? I could have used it to collect Spring Ball potentially.
So Red Tower, the elevator room, the Criteria Meridia elevator room, you had a little bit of difficulty in there. Ice Beam you would have not had to power bomb the Rippers out of the way.
That was another thing that I missed. I was thinking Criteria elevator. Well, I'm going to go from Wreck Ship to Meridia anyway, but I just completely forgot. Well, I need to actually do all the etiquette stuff. I need those 5 Brinstar energy tanks and power bombs. So I guess I'm not really going by that elevator. So I kind of had to route that in at the end. I forgot about that until I was already at Wreck Ship.
That's actually something that PBB and I were kind of discussing as we were discussing what you would end up doing, because we were like, oh, well, this is row 2. Yep, well, he doesn't have the energy tanks, or the reserve tanks, right? You were at 2 reserve tanks, and you had the speed, and you didn't pick up the one in the Wreck Ship, which I think is a little bit faster than the one in the Sandpit. If you indeed have,
I think I did pick the one at Wreck Ship. Oh, I skipped the Norfair Reserve one.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's an interesting choice then.
Yeah, I just without high jump, I don't have I'm not good at that D-boost to get over there.
Okay.
So again, maybe I should have just picked up grapple. That would have saved me some time.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Maybe.
The skip high jump tile just there's so many things that affects as you've seen, and I know sometimes I still choose to do that tile in bingos, and I think I regret it 100% of the time. So
the lines it produces have to be worth it.
It was all around tough card. You both did excellently in card number 1. Really fast times, sub 40. Could have been even faster if it wasn't for so much collection on that card. But yeah, I think you guys did a really great job tonight.
Yeah, I felt like I found a good route in the first card, but there may have even been a better route. That card had so many options.
Yeah, it did.
I did a modified any percent.
Yeah. And then that can happen with the triple bingo. You both did, I think, excellent with what you had. There's a question in chat about participation in these tournaments. We do have a tournament Discord. That's the place you want to join up. That I don't have a link for that, but perhaps some of the folks in chat can get you that. Our mod Tracy is hanging around, and you can join in that. That's going to get you all the information about our upcoming tournaments and whatnot. So yeah. Any other thoughts, folks?
Thanks for helping put this on. It's really fun to compete. I'm happy I didn't take any deaths. I stuck to route, and I got that reverse mock ball. I'm really happy about that.
Oh, that's a hard one.
That is absolutely
You
hard.
win.
Yeah.
You win. I didn't get that both times.
Oh. All right then, PBB, you wanna send us off?
All right, GG's to both of our runners, Al and Idlechild, and thank you, Link Force. And she's already off to the next race tracking. She loves tracking bingo. Can't say I blame her. And thank you, Sarath, for commentating with me.
Anytime.
And thank you, chat. Everyone have a good night, and we'll see you over on SpeedGaming 4.